Welcome to the channel. I'm Stacy, and my goal here is to help you to play better and sound better in your worship services. Today we're going to go over the tones for the song The King is in the Room by Phil Wickham. And in somewhat typical Phil Wickham fashion, this song sounds like it's being played through an EL84 amp, which would be your Matchless or your Vox or something similar. There's definitely a chorus effect, and it sounds like it's either a humbucker guitar or one equipped with filtertrons. For the cover of this one, I used a dual amp setup where I have a Matchstick Channel 1 and an AC30, and I've got them both at the edge of breakup. And I've got a chorus in there. I'm using a retro reel, and I've got all the wet effects going into the front of the amp. And then on the pedal board, I'm running the Boss CS3 compressor, the Wampler Euphoria, and then the new addition, which is a Browne Amplification Carbon, which is kind of a blues breaker. I guess not kind of, it's a blues breaker circuit. And I kicked that on for the lead parts. I have that chorus set up just enough to be present, but not enough to be overwhelming. And then I used that retro reel just to give a little bit of saturation to help that kind of the blooming that you get from your wet effects going into the front end of an amp. The signal chain for the HX Stomp is the Deluxe Comp into the analog chorus. Then we're going into an heir apparent with a couple of different drive settings, one for the lead parts and the bridge, and then another for the verses. And then we're going from there into an Elephant Man delay and then a Ganymede reverb. And I was able to get pretty close to what I achieved with my jet pedals using those two. I got them dialed in pretty good. And then we're going right into the front end of an AC30 and then a dual 2x12 Bluebell cab with two different mics. And then the simple EQ to bump that holy mid-range. The signal chain for the Helix is similar with the Deluxe Comp into the analog chorus. And then we're going into two different heir apparents. I've got one set up for the cleaner tones. It just kind of helps tighten up the frequencies. And then I'm pushing that with the second one for the lead parts. And then we're going into a volume pedal and then the Elephant Man delay, the Ganymede reverb, and then we're going into two AC30s, each with their own cab and with two different mics, and then the simple EQ to bump that holy mid-range. The snapshots are set up with SS1 covering the intro and the choruses, SS2 covers the verses, and SS3 covers the bridge. The Match 30 HX Stomp preset is a great pedal platform. You can run your wet effects in the loop, or you can run everything in front of the amp, however you like, but you're going to have some sweet tones to work with. And the Helix preset for this one has all 8 snapshots dialed in for some sweet versatility. I'll be running through both the Match 30 preset as well as a song-specific preset on the HX Stomp, and I'll be using my Gretsch, my Strat, and my Les Paul. All right, let's hear it. Those matchless and Vox amps cover a lot of the same tones. Do you tend to lean toward one over the other, or do you go back and forth like me? Let us know in the comments. If you'd like the resources for this song, you'll find them at a link in the description box below. There are a handful of downloads free for you in there as well. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, subscribe and hit that like button for good measure. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.